Hey there! Today we are working on a kick drum. This kick drum was purchased for the program not long after the program began in 1983, so this is at least 30 years old. It's still a good kick drum, but it needs a little TLC. I haven't changed the heads in probably 10-ish years, so clearly it's time. And I want to do a little bit of before and after so we can hear what it sounds like now and what it's going to sound like after we do a few improvements. And I should mention that the advice that I am taking today comes from Glenn Fricker's video on how to record heavy drums. If you haven't seen that, you should check it out. It's in the description below. But we've got some new heads here. We've got the Power Stroke 3 for the front, and then we've got the ebony in the back with the hole for the mic. Then we've got the Danmar kick pad to get us a nice attack. So we're going to do a quick recording here just so we can hear what it sounds like now. Sounds like crap, right? So we're going to replace the heads. We have a drum dial so that we can check the tension on the heads. And I should also point out that the beater on this is one that can switch between felt and plastic. That was just the felt head. When we're finished here, we're going to do a couple of sample recordings with some different microphones. We have our D112, which is kind of a standard. We have the Audix D6. I'm going to try the M147 tube. And I also want to try something that's a little unorthodox, but there's a good reason for doing this. Is a Neumann KM 183. That's the pressure Omni. Pressure Omnis have very good low frequency response, so it's worth a shot and see what we get out of it. Okay, so here we go. That way. That way.
Doesn't sound good.
Yeah, well, this is wood, so take that tension off and it's going like an old guy who hasn't bent at his knees for a long time, like me. It's a good idea to put the hole in a position. People are often inclined to put it straight up so that the logo is the right way, but the hole here is often positioned in a way that a standard stand can't always get positioned right. So it's a good idea to put it about in the middle so that a normal stand can actually get right in there if you wanted to actually position your microphone directly inside. Sorry. This thing's kind of like our Cuddy Sark. Every part of it's been replaced. And what we couldn't replace, duct tape. Alright, this one, so this is the Pressure Omni, and we're going to get this one way in there, just a couple inches away from the beater. Alright, so after trying the KM 183, we were getting a little bit of clipping on this, and the 183 does not have the pad on it, so I'm going to change to the original KM83, which has a 10 dB pad on it. Well, I think that was a significant improvement in the sound of this kick drum. The old kick drum sounded really boxy and not much attack at all, very mid-range sounding. Between the new heads and the batter pad and the drum dial, and I also put a little bit of density in there, put some weights in there. All of that combined really helped to improve the sound of the kick. The D112 is kind of a standard for most people, but I still like the Audix out of all of those. The KM183 has kind of a unique sound. It definitely gets a lot of low end out of it, but there was still kind of a mid-range honkiness in there that could probably be corrected with some EQ. As a matter of fact, doing a combination of this one along with the Audix on the outside might make some interesting results as well. Again, there's a great, oh, I'm sorry, that's my parole officer, I better get that. Again, there's a great playlist that Glenn Fricker has on his YouTube channel about recording heavy drums. Some great advice on getting the drums set up, not just for kick, so I'd recommend checking it out. So thank you, Glenn.
I think you're supposed to say, "F you, Glenn."
That's rude, why would I say that?
That's just how they say hi.